You know, I still think the Vietnam War is one of the most criminally underused settings in video games. We've got hundreds of shooters about World War I and II. Like, name a random studio and chances are they've probably made a World War II game at some point, and I'm not even joking. Just look at this monstrosity. Or this thing.
And who are you? Tell me now or I'll put a bullet through your head.
My name is Karl Stoltz. That's all I can remember.
No. This performance, it's inauthentic.
But when it comes to Vietnam, I could probably count all the ones I've played on one hand. And out of those few, Viet Cong has always been the one that really stuck with me. Honestly, I would even go so far as to say it's one of my favorite FPS games of all time. It's immersive, it's brutal, and it perfectly captures that depressing, suffocating atmosphere of jungle warfare. I've even made multiple videos on it, because I just simply cannot stop glazing it. So, earlier this year, when I made the first Viet Cong video, I started reading through your comments and I actually realized something. There might be other great Vietnam War games out there that I've completely missed. And well, there were other type of comments as well, like this one. One of the worst and most overhyped shooters back then. Crap graphics, bad AI. It was typical East European jank. Yeah, alright dude, go to sleep now. So I started going down the list of games you guys suggested, and one name kept popping up again and again. ShellShock Nam 67. I'm not kidding, I probably got hundreds of comments about this game.
Otros juegos ambientados en Vietnam.
I don't understand. What exactly are you offering to do for me?
Which was funny to me because the only ShellShock game I'd ever played was this weird PS1 thing.
Yo! Way to go!
Which, as it turns out, has absolutely nothing to do with today's game. When I looked up Nam 67, I noticed something strange. Half the videos were calling it the best Vietnam War shooter ever made, and the other half were calling it the worst game of all time. Not Vietnam game, just game in general. So I did what everyone should do, stopped listening to idiots on YouTube and tried it for myself. Oh wait, don't do that. I don't want to lose my viewers. The game was developed by Guerrilla Games. Yes, the Guerrilla. You know, that's the studio behind the entire Killzone series and later on Horizon Zero Dawn. Crazy. ShellShock released in 2004 for both PC, PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And yeah, this was during that awkward era when everything had to be cross-platform, which usually meant the graphics were awful. Oh boy, we will talk about that later. And here is the craziest part. This is actually a historic game for this channel, because this is the first shooter I've ever covered that isn't first person. That's right, ShellShock is a third-person shooter. Third-person shooter. Hold on. Hear me out first.
You see all these cherries walking around?
The game opens with a short and super depressing intro about the Vietnam War, and I actually really liked it. It hits us with pieces of archive footage, some heavy narration, and this really grim vibe that immediately made it clear. This game is not going to mess around or glorify war. It just wants to shock. No pun intended.
But in 1967, the war was still young. Hopes were high. Success was, they say, a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
And hey, I respect that. I think everyone should have at least a basic understanding of how devastating this conflict really was. After that, we set up a profile.
Are we moving?
Joe Biden, wake up.
And even have to choose a character. I'm not entirely sure what's the difference between them, so I just went with this guy. He looks kinda cool, I guess.
Forensic science has now uncovered what the most attractive man might look like.
The story is pretty straightforward. We play as Cal, a brand new recruit who's just been dropped into the war, or a cherry as the game calls it. On the way to the first mission, we meet our first buddy, Kowalski.
I mean, look around. We are the United States Army. Me mothers. All ready to rock and roll. Name's Kowalski, by the way. You collect any trophies yet?
Yeah, he's kind of a nut job. Our first objective sounds simple enough. Sweep through a hill and flush out every VC hiding there. Easy, right? And this is where the game begins. Alright. I know what you're thinking. The graphics.
You one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, they are not great. But keep in mind, this game came out in 2004 and had to run on both PC and PS2, so don't expect too much. Trust me though, there are some surprisingly nice looking sections later on. The first mission is basically a tutorial that teaches us how to survive Nam. Stick to cover, fire in short bursts to stay accurate, and switch weapons when out of ammo. The loadout is actually pretty realistic. We can only carry one main weapon, a pistol, and a few grenades. Definitely not 15 weapons stuffed into a pocket. It doesn't take long before we hit the first real firefight with the VC. It took me a little while to get used to the gunplay, but once it clicked, I actually found it really satisfying. Essentially, crouching or going prone massively improves our accuracy, and we cannot just spray bullets everywhere because the recoil is kinda crazy. Just like in Viet Cong, we will almost always run with a squad. Unfortunately though, they are quite dumb.
Are you stupid?
Sure, they can kill a VC now and then, but I wouldn't rely on them heavily. We blow up our first tunnel, some AA guns, and finally get some reinforcements. Wait a second. This guy looks like Hawkins from Viet Cong. But no, he's actually Sergeant Ramirez, one of the most badass guys in the entire game. After clearing out the enemies, we capture an officer and...
To hell with you all!
Oh yikes. Again? The mission ends with a cutscene where we start cleaning up the base. I told you, this game is not messing around. We also get a bit of banter with Ramirez and his friends trash talking the new guys.
You see all these cherries walking around? Looks like one big kindergarten around here.
Hell, makes you wonder if we're fighting a war or playing hide and seek.
Hey, TikTok. I remember when you first came out here. Didn't you piss your pants on first patrol?
See? I told you he was cool. Next up, we are being sent to a nearby village. Apparently, the locals have been a little too friendly with the VC. Oh, and while we are there, we also have to rescue a journalist who wandered a bit too far into danger. Oh, that sounds familiar. And just when I was about to complain that the game didn't have a proper hub area like Viet Cong, boom! Here you go. The base isn't super interactive, but I love the music. We can walk around, chat with a few soldiers, and most importantly, visit my favorite guy, Deuce. Deuce is like a shady black market dude. He sells some questionable goods like drugs, more drugs, and girls. Yeah, what else do you need?
I need the drugs.
This is where one of my favorite mechanics comes in. We can earn chits by collecting hidden intel items throughout the missions. Flags, badges, all kinds of cool stuff. I loved collecting these items in Viet Cong, but here we actually get something for it. Perfect. The mission kicks off with one of our squad mates stepping right into a trap. Ugh. Poor guy. Just a few steps forward and we find another trap. So why not just go around it?
And then you need to follow the correct...
Oh, that's why. Okay. This is where the game teaches us how to disarm traps. Well, teaches is a strong word. Because it just throws us into this weird mini-game. Yeah, good luck figuring that out. This is hands down one of my least favorite parts in the entire game. We're supposed to follow these blocks in a certain order, but it took me half the game to even realize that I needed to use the arrow keys and not WASD like normally. Thankfully, even if a trap does go off, it won't kill us instantly, so I just let them explode every single time. Whoever designed this puzzle,
you're completely out of your mind.
Once we get past that nonsense though, this mission really shines. It's the first proper jungle mission, and while I wish the foliage was more dense and atmospheric, it still looks pretty nice. Eventually, we reach the village, and I have to say I love the little details here, like the animals wandering around. I even made a friend.
ようやくお前たちに少し興味が出てきたところだったんだがな。
Our main goal is to search for hidden VC weapons. Turns out the villagers have been hiding guns under the haystacks. Oh, that's clever. So, you guessed it, we have to burn them down.
Hold your fire, soldier, that's a civilian!
Oops. We also find the missing journalist in a nearby hut, and he drops some terrifying lore. He tells us about a mysterious figure called General King Kong. Not King Kong, King Kong. You know, Viet Cong? I don't know why I felt the need to explain that. Anyway, this guy sounds absolutely unhinged. He personally executes prisoners, tortures people for fun, and has basically become a cult leader out here in the jungle. Yeah, that sounds scary as hell, I'm not gonna lie.
The locals call him General King Kong, like he's some sort of god.
Our next objective is to cut through the jungle, storm an abandoned fort, and rescue a group of captured soldiers. This mission is long, easily one of the longest missions in the whole game, and honestly, it's also one of my favorites. We get a little bit of everything here. Atmospheric jungle fighting, claustrophobic tunnel sections, okay, not as claustrophobic as Viet Cong, but still, an epic battle for the fort, and this adorable piggy.
Okay!
Meanwhile, Kowalski completely loses it again.
You're not so tough now, huh? Shut up! I didn't tell you to speak, did I?
Please, don't hurt me!
I said shut up!
Yeah, from now on, his nickname is officially Psycho. I knew I was right about him. After a brutal push through the jungle, we finally take control of the fort and begin rescuing the prisoners. And this is where the game really hit me for the first time. The prison section is just rough. Corpses of executed soldiers, torture devices, and a dark, oppressive atmosphere that's just simply disturbing. When we finally free the surviving soldiers, they are really happy to see us.
Oh, thank God you came.
I'm gonna come.
But down in the basement, we discover the real nightmare. The lieutenant we've been sent to rescue is barely clinging to life. Turns out this whole massacre is King Kong's work, and his real name is Diem. Oh, and as a little bonus, the entire fort is rigged with explosives. So now it's time to run like hell.
Get the hell out! They're gonna blow the basement! Shit. It's full of explosives! Go! Get the hell out now!
No need to yell.
We get 2 minutes to escape, which might sound stressful, but here is the trick. The regular walking speed is painfully slow, like snail time slow from URMT, and we only have limited stamina for sprinting. However, like in a lot of old games, strafing basically turns us into Sonic. Just hold W plus A and voila, super speed. Although, I have one question. If the whole fort is about to blow up, why is the captain casually strolling around like he's on a Sunday walk or something?
We're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID,
whatever. We end up staying in the fort to protect it, but of course we get ambushed during the night.
Tompkins, chill the hell out, okay? In Nam, everybody is treated the same, man.
Oh, really?
In Nam, we all get equipped.
This is a short defense mission with some really smart AI action. What are you guys doing there? Yeah, this is when I realized that the enemy AI is not exactly Einstein either. Most of the time they will just run in a single line out in the open. Anyway, not my favorite level. I'm not a huge fan of these base defense sections, but there is one thing I loved here: the night vision rifle. Easily my favorite gun in the entire game. Unfortunately though, this is where I saw that the reload animations are kind of weak for every weapon.
Oh, hell no!
Yeah, that was a bit of a shabby job, guys. We end up surviving the attack, but at a heavy cost. A lot of good men are lost in the fight. The silver lining is that our performance earns us a promotion. We are now officially being sent for Special Forces training. Nice. Our next objective is a stealth mission. Sneak along the river and destroy several VC supply boats. In the meantime, Ramirez follows us in another boat, ready to help if things go south. So, of course, being the master of stealth that I am, it went perfectly.
Wait, who's there?
Yeah, I suck at this. I tried sneaking, I really did. But these enemies have X-ray vision, I swear. It didn't matter how tall the grass was or how deep the bushes were, they spotted me instantly. So after a few retries, I just gave up on it and went full Rambo. Not exactly how the mission was supposed to go, but hey, it worked. To the game's credit, this level looks amazing. The fog rolling off the river, the sandy beaches, the thick jungle, it all comes together to create this really atmospheric setting. And you know what? ShellShock managed to pull off something that even Viet Cong couldn't. Proper animations when walking in the water. Look at this. Beautiful. After blowing up all the boats, and occasionally myself, thanks to that awful trap puzzle, I hate you so much, we finally link up with Ramirez to escape. But of course, there is a twist. On the way out, our character gets shot in the leg. Oh man, that must have hurt. Luckily, the nurses take very good care of us while we recover.
You're in very capable hands right now.
Special forces are so sexy.
Wow! Beautiful!
Okay, I've only been in Special Forces for one day, but sure, why not?
Someone is leaking our mission to Diem and we don't know who. This will be our little surprise.
We have no time to rest though. Ramirez and his squad tried to ambush Diem, you know, the King Kong guy, but somehow the VC knew they were coming, so time to help them out. Before heading out, I decided to buy a postcard from Deuce. These are collectible items and yeah, they look pretty nice. Was it worth going completely broke? Absolutely.
You're broke!
This mission has another awesome jungle section with a massive storm raging in the background. When we finally link up with Ramirez, he says there's gotta be a spy at base camp, because the VC knew about the ambush in advance. Oh, and Monty, our pointman, got shot, so they just left him back at a nearby village. This level also gave me my second favorite gun in the game. This suppressed PPSH, I think? I'm not 100% sure what it's supposed to be, but man, it shreds. From here, it's a familiar routine. Back to the same village we cleared earlier, rescue some villagers, save Monty, and get the hell out of there. The next mission is a short demolition run. Blow up some boats, destroy a few AA guns, you know the drill. It's straightforward, but not exactly easy. I died a lot here. And that's when I truly began to hate the save system in this game. We had quick saves in shooters for years, and then suddenly maybe someone from the ultra rich branch or some secret government agency decided, nope, you're gonna love checkpoint-only saves. Why? Why did you have to do that to me? I know this is not the only game that does this, but I had to give it out. I'm sorry. Also, a huge shout out to my squad for the cover fire they promised.
TikTok eyeball and me will supply covering fire while you flank the tower and knock it out.
Ready!
A few moments later.
Yeah, really appreciate that, guys. After wrapping that up, guess what? Ramirez is in trouble again. They walked straight into a trap again. So yeah, we have to save him again. This time, the game throws us into a new part of the base I hadn't seen before. How do I put this? Let's just say this is where the working girls are stationed. So let me get this straight. Ramirez is in mortal danger. But we apparently have some time for a little boom boom.
Forget war, GI. Make boom boom with me.
Wait, are you kidding me? I blew all my money on a stupid postcard when I could have gotten the real thing? Deuce, you absolute piece of shit. I hate you so much. Since I was broke, I had to check out the action online. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. Maybe next time. Anyway, the next mission is a total change of scenery. We head into the city and wow, I love this level. Every good Vietnam game needs both jungle and urban missions, in my opinion. And ShellShock definitely nails the balance. It also looks pretty authentic. The cars, the buildings, the random civilians, it's all there. We also start off with the M60, which is an absolute monster. I have to admit, sometimes it's just fun to shoot everything that moves without thinking too hard. And thanks to some kind of miracle or something, I disarmed my first trap. But before we can get out, we have to blow up a gas station so the chopper can land. And unfortunately, Ramirez doesn't make it. Man, that sucks. Honestly love this guy. It's time to go back to the city again, but this time it's a night mission. And it is amazing. Now this is how you do a stealth mission. We get the best sniper rifle in the game, a suppressor, and even a proper night vision scope. Rock and roll, baby. Unfortunately, this is also where Psycho completely loses it.
Good info. Don't kill me.
Damn it, man. What's wrong with you?
I don't care, man. I'm sick of this shit.
Man, this guy is starting to scare me. Not for long though, because they end up taking him down.
Shoot me, man.
I won't give him that satisfaction. You do it. It hurts. Do it, man.
Whew, now that's brutal. We crash a VC party in this building, and this is a fantastic section. Love this close quarter action for a change. Then we finally get a solid lead. King Kong is apparently hiding in a temple near the Laos border.
Oh, in Buddha's temple. Laos border, I swear.
And here comes the best mission in the entire game, and it's not even close. The temple looks incredible, and I had some serious Viet Cong vibes here. The lighting, the atmosphere, the way the sun sets as we fight through the enemies, it just feels epic, really. But this is when I discovered that the Car 98 might secretly be the best gun in the game. I was hesitant to use it at first because of the slow rate of fire, but hear me out. It's one shot, one kill, perfectly accurate and super satisfying to use. I honestly feel bad for not trying it earlier. After blasting through like hundreds of VC, we blow open the doors to the main shrine and finally face Diem himself. And yeah, he's not that tough. Took a few headshots, but eventually his head just exploded.
Kill one Diem, and 10 more take my place.
Thanks, Car98. In true ShellShock fashion, we also go a little crazy in the end and bring his head back to base like some kind of twisted trophy. Yeah, the head that just exploded. Don't even ask questions. With King Kong dead, everyone is happy and it's time for some well-deserved time off at China Beach. Beautiful girls, sandy beaches, cold drinks. Yeah, nope, that's not happening. Instead, the VC ambush the base and we have to hold them off. Wave after wave coming in. And on top of that, we need to rescue the nurses as well. Eventually, we retreat to the bunker and wait for the airstrike. And the bombs finally drop. Thankfully, the bunker saves us. And just like that, it's over. It's a bit of a strange ending, but I guess it makes sense. Similarly to Viet Cong, ShellShock wants to show that we just played a small, brutal part in a massive conflict. And in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really matter.
You okay?
Ramirez died covering us, Psycho is gone, and even our character, Cal, went a little crazy. But the war still goes on, and who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow. If you search for the definition of ShellShock, it absolutely makes sense what the game is trying to tell us. And it's quite a powerful message. And now, the big question, what do I think? Is it really the best Vietnam War game ever made? No. Not quite. But is it the worst one, like some people claim? Definitely not. Honestly, I had a great time with this game. It took me a while to get used to the gunplay and the more arcade-like pacing, especially coming straight from Viet Cong, but once it clicked, it really started to grow on me. Let's get the biggest negative out of the way first, the graphics. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, they look rough. Textures are muddy, animations are basic, and the overall presentation just feels kinda cheap. But thankfully, I'm not a huge graphics snob. Once I got used to it, it stopped bothering me, and the gameplay and atmosphere were strong enough to keep me playing. The story, on the other hand, really surprised me. I like the way it followed our character's journey from a new recruit to a hardened special forces operative. And the whole King Kong subplot was genuinely creepy and exciting. There are moments where ShellShock gets shockingly dark and depressing. And if you played this as a kid, man, I'm pretty sure it scared the hell out of you. As you can tell from the footages, this game is not as immersive and realistic as Viet Cong, for example. The gameplay is much faster paced, and the third-person camera alone creates a bit of distance. I'm not saying that this is a problem, but be prepared for a more arcade, bullet hell style game. And once you start embracing that, you're gonna love it, trust me. But there is one area the game absolutely nailed, and that is the audio. The voice acting is fantastic. The officers have that classic, grizzled, American badass vibe.
Red Horn to Bravo 6, copy that. Keep eyes sharp for booby traps. Intel reports a heavy VC presence.
Roger that, Red Horn. We'll take care. Out.
The villagers speak actual Vietnamese. And the VC has some iconic one-liners.
I kill you! Yankee! We're gonna get you, American!
All things considered, ShellShock definitely has a few weaknesses and limitations. I think mostly because of the console release. But it's a truly fun game with some pretty brutal sections that will make you think about war in general. The whole game is pretty short, unfortunately, like 3 hours maximum. And I feel like they would have had more ideas, but ended up rushing it a little bit. If you like this underrated setting, I would absolutely recommend trying it for yourself. And since it's abandonware, you can get it for free. Yeah, I'm not joking. So really, you've got nothing to lose. I will leave a link in the description. I still have a few other Vietnam games lined up, like Line of Sight and Conflict Vietnam, but if you have any other recommendations, recommendations, please let me know in the comments. And if you like this kind of content, please consider dropping a like or subscribing, I would really appreciate it. We also have memberships now if you would like to support the channel even more. Don't forget to join our Discord if you want to have a chat or play some games with us. We usually play Viet Cong, but I'm planning to do some other stuff in the future. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.